previous marriage trying to please his wife. Who is this man? All right, let's see. All right, it's unanimous. Everybody has Lamar.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Listen, we'll talk to you guys about, well, our good brother John. Listen, the undercover lover boy who likes to play strong. Look, let me be real with you. John is an undercover lover, okay? He's a soft belly individual, meaning that on the outside, he's very strong, but on the inside, he's a lover boy, right? And it's interesting because that clip I'm just about to show you, I'll play a little bit more as we go on. But he actually ends up, the ladies actually end up saying, you know, they all thought it was Lamar and someone else. They never thought that it would be John who would have got lost in his first wife. Why? Because one of three things. Either he's done the work and he really has changed the lover boy perspective in terms of being somebody who creates his whole world around the lover boy aspect, in terms of allowing that person to overwhelm him and him to serve that person solely without getting something back, the lover boy. Or, you know what? He's a really great actor, and really and truly, he knows how to project the strong, assertive male type because he's been watching TV shows about how to do it. But actually, deep down in his core, he's still a lover boy. Or number three, maybe he's in the process of doing this, and there's parts of him that are assertive and are in a better place, but it's not fully developed yet, right? One of those three things, because the ladies were so shocked that he was the person who got lost in his wife, because they didn't see that behavior from him on the show. And it's quite interesting that they didn't see that. Why? Because whatever he projected to them, whether real or whether false, they saw a different type of John. But when we go through it, we're going to see that there were some conversations that he had with the ladies, especially Maya, where he opened up and shared himself. And I felt like, you know what? He's an undercover lover. And I'm going to explain a little bit of the difference between an undercover lover, the good, the bad, and the ugly part of it as well within this review as well. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notifications of the uploads. We appreciate you, okay? Little Black Book, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Listen, if you haven't joined our Patreon, you haven't joined our membership, please click on the link down below in the description box. Our membership is £1 $1. It just means you support the channel. We have membership only lives every other week. It's usually about an hour or so. And then we have Patreon. I'm going to start doing some great content for you guys on there as well. In fact, we're going to have our monthly meetings on there because I think it'll be better to do our monthly link Skype calls and stuff. Sorry, I said Skype, Zoom calls and stuff. So we'd love for you guys to be in amongst that as well. And listen, hey, look, you know, if you don't know, we have great merchandise as well. Join the Mineral Gang, you know what I'm saying? Mineral Gang. Join that as well. But please like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. We're here to educate and entertain you. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. The voice is feeling so Ted. All right, cool. Listen, let's get into this. Why do I think that John is an undercover lover boy? Well, I really felt like, you know what, with the way that he presented himself, especially to the ladies, they all got an impression of who John was. They thought he was this assertive type of male who, you know, just commands the room, and yet they all got that question wrong, that he was a person who got lost inside his wife. Let's see a little bit of the clip, and then we'll discuss a little bit as well.
Unanimous. And guess what? Everybody is wrong. Yeah. The correct answer is Jonathan.
I was very surprised to find out that it was Jonathan. He seems very assertive and...
See, John is very clever, okay? And we're going to go back into his conversation with Maya, especially because he reveals a lot more details then. But John, you know, like a lot of us, I'm a bit of a lover boy too, okay? I'll be honest with you. Cold-hearted, you know, but I'm a lover boy. Let me give you a little bit of perspective of what I mean by this. There's the lover boy, there's emotional F-boy, there's a man who's healed and ready to go, who actually, for me, is passionate in love, but also understands his good boundaries. Lover boys get lost in the love. Okay, emotional F-boys abuse the love that they get from other people. The middle part is a healed man who passionately loves, but at the same time has very good boundaries, right? I found myself more on the emotional lover boy. Sorry, the lover boy at beginning. And when I got hurt, I went to emotional F-boy, which is the emotional F-boy is a person who draws out your emotions and doesn't want to commit. He draws you out to a place and you like, oh my God, I'm just caring about this person. And he's like, gotcha. Okay, I know that game very well. I've played it, so I know it very well. Okay, we're often avoidant attachment styles as well, and you know I talk about that all the time. They usually end up being emotional F-boys because people are drawn to the mysticism and the mystery and the fact that they can't be caught, and it creates this chase aspect. And usually those people who are chasing are anxious people who are anxious attachment style because they like that chase, right? Because they're always wanting to try and overcome that person who's got that guard up. They're like, oh my God, I just want to just love you. And they do the push and pull aspect. It's another story we'll talk about another time. So there's the lover boy on the left-hand side. That's a big extreme. Emotional F-boy on the other extreme. But in the middle is a passionate man who can love correctly, but yet at the same time also uphold who he is and his identity, as well as holding up good boundaries to protect not only himself but the partner in question too. All of that is also included, right? And so what I saw with John is I saw the lover boy, right? I saw a lover boy who is either pretending that he is far more assertive and far more boundary aspected, or he's actually done the work in the 2 years that he's been separated, or however many years he's been separated from his wife, and now he's actually that assertive man, right? That's a question in itself. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper, but listen to this. Obviously, this part here too again by Laylene.
Sure in what he's looking for, and I actually didn't know that he was previously married.
Next question. This man says that the reason...
And I'll tell you why he seemed so sure when she saw him is because actually some of the things that he was doing, he mirrors very well. Ooh, we're going to go deep. Maybe I'm projecting, but we're going to go a little bit deep. Let's go to their date quickly. I want you to pay attention to the body language, okay, between John and Laylene, and the body language between Maya and John, because there's a mirroring of body language. And what I mean by that is, in a sense of... What I mean by in a sense of is that he knows how to mirror in terms of almost copy what you're bringing to him. And he probably learned that as a defense mechanism, as a safety tool, right? Some of us do that. We learn it as a safety tool as a young kid in order to gain affection or to learn how to protect ourselves emotionally from things that were hurting us as a young child, like being emotionally neglected or not having a father, not having a mother, not having somebody present in your life who cares about you. You end up mirroring because you learn how to be able to maneuver in the world. Now, what's really interesting is that at first when I saw this, I was like, the mirroring that he was doing with Layla is different to what he was doing with Maya. And maybe he's somebody who understands the patterns of emotions and energy at the current time and season that he's in. Or maybe he knows how to mirror very well and knows how to sell you something, right? Now, of course, he's in the business too, the family business. So, he knows, maybe he knows how to sell. Look at this aspect here, body language wise, all right? Watch this. Okay, they're both in the same position.
So that's all we do. Going into this process, I know I have a lot to offer as a person, and she will too, whoever she may be.
Well, I'm glad I got to speak to you. You have a beautiful personality. Jonathan?
Now, at the very end, obviously when he's about to go, now he switches over because he now faces her. But if you go and watch that clip all the way back through again, you'll notice that he's laying back on the chair, turning his head and talking and having a conversation. The very same way that she's also turned on the chair, not turning her body. Neither of them turned their body. If you notice, neither of them turned their body. They both just had their heads tilted towards, their bodies, tilted towards straight, but their heads were turned, right? And they were both doing it. So he mirrored her behavior. Okay. Now, probably not to maybe make her feel some type of way, or maybe he didn't want to expose himself that, maybe that's the way that he's learned how to communicate with people. We don't know the reason yet, but we need to go a little bit deeper. But that was classic. Just have a look again. Look at this, right? Look at this. Both of them, their bodies are not, look, why are they stressing their necks? Right, having this conversation, they could easily turn and face each other, and maybe it's a direction by the camera people to say, "Hey, we want both of your bodies open." But I'm like, yeah, I don't want to listen, but yeah, I want to have a conversation. I want to be able to face her, right? And the camera could have done a two-way face, and besides, they had more than one camera because they had more than one shot. So this could have been done easily. They've chosen to do that purposely themselves, right? Their body language. Look at where they're facing. He's not facing her, neither is she, but their necks are. This is really intriguing. They've kept rigidity in their body, but their necks are turning. This is going to be very interesting about Laylene. Do not underplay her. She's no mug. Okay, she very much understands her beauty, very much understands how her beauty moves people. She's no fool. And I think John saw that. He saw, because he finds her very attractive. I think John might have seen that. Maybe he felt like her pull of her allure and said, let me mirror her. Let me not do too much. Let me not seem like I'm too interested, but I'm interested enough. Do you know what I mean? And ended up mirroring her body and not turning. And I say that because when you see the conversation between himself and Maya, you know, it's a completely different conversation, but watch how they're mirroring each other at the same time. Two, you're going to see this. And trust me, it wild. Bam. Now, he could have sat back at the same time and but he's decided to mirror her behavior. Now, Maya, I saw in another clip where it was very, very brief. And I mean very, very brief. It's like a little skip. She's talking to somebody else. She does that body position. Like when she's talking to people, she does that body position. So I think that might be her natural pose. So why does he do what she's doing? Because he mirrors. And the reason why he mirrors is because, again, going back to this conversation that he has with Maya about how he learned certain things. Let me see if I can find the notes of where it was. I want to be able to see where it is. Oh my God, I hope I haven't. Okay, I think I might have it. So let me just go to here, where he expresses himself. Okay. All right, let's go.
I got it from TV. A lot of Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, just because I didn't really... I'm going to tell you where I learned my courting from. I got it from TV. A lot of Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, just because I didn't really grow up with a lot of self-esteem.
I would have never been able to tell that. You seem very confident.
Oh, boy.
Now, that goes back to what I was saying about, I know you didn't see it, I'll play the clip again so you can actually see it properly face to face. But he said he learned a lot of stuff from Martin, Fresh Prince, learned a lot of his quirks from them. So he's a learner. He learns by visual. He's going to see things, he's going to hear things, he's going to learn, and then he's going to input it into himself. I wonder if that is why the ladies didn't see it, because he might be a great actor. Rather than actually him growing into that assertive energy and it being a positive thing, it might be that actually he's not very assertive. He's a lover boy who's covering himself up and has got the skin all over himself, making him look like he's a very strong individual person. But once you peel back that layer and he's finally got you in his lair and he's now comfortable and he loves you and cares about you, he gonna be lover boy 100. You gonna take him out. You gonna take him out. I don't know why I'm singing that, but anyway, you know, you're gonna get that behavior from him. I wonder if that plays a big part for him. You know, I'll play the clip so you can see it, and you see what I'm talking about here. Let's go.
Support a lady.
I'm going to tell you where I learned my courting from. I got it from TV. A lot of Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, just because I didn't really grow up with a lot of self-esteem.
I would have never been able to tell that. You seem very confident.
So I said quirkiness. Actually, what he said was it's courting, and he learned a lot of his courting from those type of shows. Now, if you know anything, those type of shows, they don't often show the realness of when people are courting, but I hear what you're saying, right? These are two funny people. Fresh Prince and Martin are two funny people when it comes to courting. But anyway, so, you know, again, it goes back to my point about, I think he learns, he watches, he learns, right? And an interesting point, and maybe we can discuss this maybe in another video about Maya too. I think Maya also too, she didn't give us a good answer in terms of what she's looking for in a man. She said, I'm looking for a man, I'm looking for a husband. What are you looking for in a man? I'm looking for a man and a husband. That is not a very good answer. We'll dive into that another time. All right, we'll dive into that another time and discuss that. So that was interesting for me as well, right? But I want to focus back on this last point and round it up. I think John is somebody who is a lover boy. And if you're a lover boy, pay attention to my next words to you. If you know you're somebody who gets lost in people and you lose your identity, this is for you. Because I know this is me, right? I partly had to be me. I had to grow out of it because I need to learn how to be an individual, right? The key thing is this: have something going for yourself, right? Now, he's got a business. You got to be able to understand that your business, you come first. I'm not saying you don't serve your wife or your partner. They do, but you must serve you first. When you start to serve the other person first, and what I mean by that in priority of order, God, your business, you know, or whatever you're called to, your purpose, your wife. And by the way, when I say that is above your wife, what it really means is not that you ignore your wife or you don't take care of your family, not that your business now causes you not to be emotionally and physically present with your family. No. But what we're saying is you have something that you're dedicated to. And when you're dedicated to that very thing, you know that you can't get lost in anything. You can't get lost in your partner because you need to be able to do that thing that you've been called into. And so that's one of the things that stops lover boys from getting lost in relationships. Number two, you got to learn how to heal some of those wounds. The lover boy aspect is fine, but you need to learn how to be assertive, and you need to learn how to hold good boundaries. And poor boundaries, a lack of assertiveness usually comes from you not being allowed to have those things when you're younger, or you being neglected, and therefore you just want someone to care about you, so you're willing to let down your boundaries and your guard in order to be loved. That needs to stop. Now we can go a little bit deeper than that in another situation, another time. But also as well, the acting. I spoke about this the other day in my therapy talks. If you haven't started watching that, we're doing that every week now. The therapy talks, I spoke about how men struggle to be vulnerable. One of the things I said is we will deflect, we will act, we will pretend to be something that we're actually not, when really we're cut deep at the core. And you have to understand your power comes from you being vulnerable. I'm not gonna, I said to a friend every time, like, look, hey, look, I've got love for you. I don't like saying that to people because I feel like you're gonna be taking advantage of me. But how are you gonna take advantage of me? If I tell you that I love you and I care about you, how are you taking advantage of me? You can't. I'm in the best position possible to see what you really like, because if you mess up and you try to take advantage of me, I know to get rid of you. I know not to have you in my life. I know to say bye-bye, be gone. You know what I mean? What am I doing in his hands? I don't know. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay. I'm not sure. Get closer. Oh, get closer. I'm burning now. Anyway, listen. So, yeah, I think we're going to see more of that come out about. Laleen was really surprised by his not assertiveness. And I'll tell you why Laleen is, because Laleen is strong. Do not be fooled by Laleen. We'll do a separate video. Do not be fooled by Laleen's energy. She's a beautiful woman, and it's oh, I'm so lovely, I'm so warm, I'm so nice. And I'm not saying she isn't, but don't be fooled. She's strong. She is very strong, and she will run you into the ground if you do not have no strength yourself. I'm telling you. Get closer, oh, get closer, I'm burning now. Listen, guys, welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what it is, baby. We're going to bounce out. Leave your comments down below. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know down below. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you again soon.